Hey everyone, my name is Eric Levine, and this is the second post for It Is What It Is blog, or vlog, video log. That's what you said, that's what it is. Um, Today's topic is going to be about respect. There's one thing that I've noticed in a lot of people, and I see just in general, whether it be at restaurants, um, it might be me, it's just my experience is what I've gone through is people don't know how to respect other people, and people don't know how to respect themselves, and people don't know how to ask for respect. So I'm going to give you some advice. Take it or leave it, it's up to you, but I'm going to put it out there on how to get respect from your bosses, your coworkers, your friends, your peers, and everyone else. Funny story is a lot of people, a lot of my friends, not a lot of them, some of them, the ones that really know me, they think I'm an asshole because I'm very blunt, I'm very honest, I speak the truth, and I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. If something's bothering me, there's this feeling that eats me up inside until I get it out. So some people might think I'm an asshole, but the truth of the matter is they respect me because, you know, I don't put up with people's bullshit, and that's one thing. I've had issues with bosses in the past where they're demeaning, where they're say negative stuff, where they just try and belittle me. And when I was in high school or in college, and even freshly out of college, I decided I was just taking it. I was very passive. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's my fault." Um, there's a way of being corrected, and there's a way of taking criticism, whether if it's at your job or if it's correcting someone. If you're correcting someone, it is imperative that you treat them with respect, that you talk to them normally, that you don't shout at them, that you don't yell at them, that you don't use belittling words, but you don't do this because you don't put a finger. You don't need a finger. No one has ever put a finger in my face, and I can tell you the first time that someone puts a finger in my face, it's going to be broken off and shoved right up their ass. Um, and that's because from the get-go, from the job interviews that I do, I always make my presence known that I'm not going to put up with rudeness or demeaning or whatever it is, because I'm not at the top of the corporate ladder or wherever it is right now. I've been in assistant positions, and the way you command respect is how you speak to someone. If you see that they're getting a little firm, or not firm, if you see they're being a little rude, that they're shouting, that they might be cussing, you have to lay down the law right there and then. Correct them. People are like dogs. You have to train them right there and then, or else they're going to forget about it. Especially bosses, with my experiences, you have to correct them right there and then. There's been instances in the past where people have tried correcting me, and correcting me but being rude about it. And so if they're shouting, I tell them, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel this way, but I don't need to speak to you whenever you're heated and angry. So I'm going to hang up the phone, or I'm going to walk away, and I'll come back to you whenever you're calm. Because it's completely unnecessary to speak to someone or to speak to someone in a demeaning manner. I've been at restaurants where patrons treat bartenders or servers or busboys, or basically the employees, like crap, which is completely unacceptable. I've seen friends of mine treat other people like crap, and it's just unacceptable. One thing that I learned about, and one thing that I really sort of learned, and just through my parents and just through growing up, is that you treat everybody with respect. Some of you that know me, I post pictures where I've been around celebrities, and I mean not A-list celebrities, but celebrities, and I've been around homeless people. I've been around all different walks of life, and one thing that I do is I treat everybody with respect. I treat the Real Housewives people the same way that I treat the homeless man that keeps asking me for money outside of my work. I might not have money, but I tell him, you know what, I'm sorry. Or if someone asks you for money, a homeless person asks for money, so you could just nod to them, or just acknowledge them, that they're there. Acknowledge them and say, you know what, I'm sorry, not today, not today, not today. When you have change, it's up to you. But anyways, about respect, you need to demand respect with everybody around you. I'm not saying, go be an ass about it and try and be rude to other people. Like, oh, you have to respect me. No, no, no. Use your brain, use your mouth. And I'm sorry if I'm pointing. I just realized that I said I wasn't going to be pointing. Use your brain, use your mouth, and tell them you don't need to be speaking to me like this. It's unnecessary. I'm sure a lot of you have had instances where bosses have been demeaning and rude and shouting, and it's just unnecessary. It's unhealthy. It puts a lot of stress on you. It puts a lot of just unnecessary bad energy out there. So, sorry, I had a minor burp. Where was I at? Respect. So yeah, I mean, it's just, you got to treat people with respect. I keep saying this over and over and over again, and you have to believe in yourself. If you don't respect yourself, no one's going to respect you. And that's the way it is. When I first started running during my city council election, when I first began my campaign, obviously I was like this nervous little scared guy, that the other candidates, I could obviously tell that they didn't quite respect me. Why? Because I was 21 years old, still in college, and they were, doctors and lawyers and business people and just people that were the brand names in the community. And they would always do gestures like patting me on the back whenever I was speaking in front of a large audience, and just, petting me. It's just like, I'm not a damn puppy, but stop petting me. And so I caught on to that. And so I started doing it to them. I don't know if they noticed, and if they're watching this, I started doing it to you. But you have to just ask for respect. I could go on and on about this, and the only way that you're gonna get anywhere in life is to have people respect you. And I keep saying respect over and over again because I want it to be drilled into your head that just because if you work at McDonald's, if you work at Walmart, if you work at Vogue magazine, if you work at Disneyland, I don't care where you work. You deserve respect, and you should treat other people with respect, and treat other people the way you treat your mother. I mean, I've seen, if you're on Teen Mom, it's a completely other story. But treat your parents, treat everybody the way you would treat your parents. If I ever looked sideways at my parents, I could tell you my ear would have been ripped off, and I would have a big hand mark right across my face. So treat everyone with respect and demand respect. If someone's being rude to you, you need to tell them, I'm sorry, you're being rude. Can you speak to me like a normal person? And they'll back off. I can guarantee you, every time someone has been demeaning or rude to me and I've spoken up about it, they completely back off. Because sometimes people just don't realize the tone of voice that's coming out of them. So I remember my first job. My first job out of high school, I applied to the Olive Garden, and I only had busboy experience because I was working at an Italian restaurant in McAllen, and I was a busser for a while. And so when I interviewed, they're like, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to put you as a busboy." And because I had respect in myself, and confidence and respect, I told them, I was like, "No, I'm applying to be a server. I'm not trying to be a busboy." And they were just sort of taken aback. And I told them, I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to take the position of the busboy. I'm going to be a server." And I could tell the employer was just sort of like, "What? Why is he talking to me like that? Who does he think he is?" But because I showed that I respect myself, and because I was confident and firm with them, they ended up making me a server. I was the worst server. I'm sure they regretted it, but I was terrible. I was like bringing out appetizers after I brought out their entrees and desserts before I brought out their actual meals. But anyways, so you just have to respect yourself and respect everybody. If you work at, I think I already said that, if you work at a higher position, you treat your subordinates with respect. And that's just the way it has to be. No one should fear anybody. I don't fear. There's not a single person in this world that I'm afraid of. And that's because I treat everybody the same. I talk to everybody the same. If anybody's rude with me, I handle them exactly the same. And I have this attitude where you could tell people to go fuck themselves. Sorry for my language, but I did say there was gonna be some cussing. I have this attitude where if you don't like it, if you feel that you have to be demeaning to someone, then I'm not the right person to work with you, or you shouldn't be my friend, or you should have no association with me. That's the kind of attitude that you're going to have with yourself, because have with other people. And so I just tell people to go fuck themselves. I've done it numerous times, and it's worked out for me great, and I have not regretted it once. So, see, it's already 10 minutes and 42 seconds. Moral of the story, respect yourself, respect others, treat other people the way you would like to be treated. I don't care if you make $10 million, I don't care if you make $20,000, I don't care if you make $10,000 a year. You deserve respect because you're a human being, and you deserve to treat everybody else, or have to, and you should treat everybody else with respect. And that's the end of it. That's all I got. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking out this long. Once again, my name is Eric Olguin. You're watching It Is What It Is, and until next time, take it easy.